Hello guys. 1 minute wait for guys. I think I have got problem in my camera. So wait for now it's open. So hello guys. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. And I hope you all must enjoying my videos. So so what we have done in previous session. We have done in previous session like I think we have done vectors equals topic method, and we had also done one more the vector first element. I think I don't remember it. No, I'm not sure, but I have done we had done these topics. So and we had also done that program on that. We had also done a few programs on that. So today we are going to discuss about what is vector for each method, and secondly is what is vector hashCode method. Today we will discuss these two topics, and after that we will do few more programs on their topics. So and first of all we have to discuss its concept. If concept is clear, then you can do your program, then you can easily do your program if concept is clear. So we must have to understand its concept. So are you all ready? I hope you all are ready. So okay, let's start it. So I will open Chrome for the theory. So let's see what is the theory, and I will search here Java vector in Java. Can it, okay. Okay, now we will see
Hello,
Java T point website. So now
hello,
it's open. Oh, 1 minute wait. 1 minute wait. So okay, so where we are discussing about Java for each method. So here we'll see a Java for each method. Now click it on, and now after the opening this website, now after the opening this topic, now we will see what is. Now we will understand that what is for each method. So let's see what is it for each method. Java vector for each method. The for each method of Java vector class is used to perform the given action for each element of the retrieval until all elements have been proceeded. It basically means that Java vector method of Java for each method of Java vector class. I know we know all that. It is used to perform the given action. What is given action for each element of the retrieval until all elements have been proceeded. All the other action through an exception. Actions are performed in the order of iteration if the order is specified. What does it mean? If the actions are performed in the order of iteration, then their order will be specified. Their order will be specified. So now we will see what is the syntax. The following is the declaration for each method. What is it? Each method. Now we will see a syntax format. The public void for each consumer less than question mark super e greater than action. Now we will see parameter. What is it? The parameter is action. Description is it is an action which will be performed for each element. It is also required now we will see returns. What is returns? The for each method does not return anything. It's only perform the given action for each element. What does it mean? The for each method does not return anything. Does not return anything. It does not return anything. It's only perform the given action of for each element. That's the meaning of this. Now we'll see exception. Now what is null point exception? These methods had thrown an exception if the specified action is null. What is it meaning? This method has thrown an exception if the specified action is null. What is null? What is the meaning of null? Null is basically called the empathy space or empathy things or another like that. Now that's the theory of Java vector for each element. Now we would like to go through its program. So let's see whether how what. So let's see what is its program. So now let's see. Now let's discuss what is this program, how to do this program. So let's see. So for doing this program, I open Visual Studio Code here and I write Visual Studio. Now you click on new window for creating a new file because if it is most important for creating a new file because if you have created your program in your existing file that means that you have make your file already before and if you had done your program in your existing file but in some case if you had forget your file name while you have done your program in existing file then some case where if you have forget your file name and if somebody asks that please show me this file and please show me this program then what you will show if you have forget if you have forgotten you can't show them because you had 1 minute wait it's open wrong program now because you had 1 minute we will continue for, for opening the Visual Studio Code here. Now we will create a new file here and click on new file and where I'm telling you if you have created a new file if you have not created your file and if you have done your program in your existing file and if somebody asks that please show me this file then you can't show them because you have forgotten your file name so that's why we must have to create a different file name or not different or you can make a different file name or we must have to create a program in new file because it is most important while you have created a file in your new file in while you have created a program in a new file then you can then you can easily show your file if somebody asks that please show me this file then you can easily show your file so that's why we must have to create a program in new file that's why I'm telling you now we will create a new file here and I will write vector 57.java now enter it and now save this file after the saving this file now what we have to do 1 minute wait. Now what we have to do? 1 minute wait. I think I have got some disturbance here. Okay, let's continue again. So where we are? We are doing a program. So we are doing a program of for each method. Now what after the creating a new file? Now what we have to do? All must have to remember this thing. But after the you have created a program, now what we have to do? We have to write package format. So what is it package format? That is import java.util.star semicolon because that statement is most important while you are creating a vector program so you must have to put this statement because if you don't put this statement then your program will show error your program will does not compile your program will show error so that's why we must have to put this vector so this format this statement package statement in vector as well as in users programs. So let's see. I'm writing a package statement here. Import java.util dot star semicolon. Now after that, what you have to do? You have to create a class name here. So I write the class name Java vector 57. Now we take curly bracket and here write public static void main string args. Now again you take curly bracket and here is what you have to write. Here you have to write. Now after the creating a class name, after the creating a class name, now what you have to do? If you have to remember it, I had told you already before that after the creating a vector, after the creating a class name, now you have to write vector format. So what is it vector format? That is vector, again vector of v is in capital letter while you are writing a vector format. So you should all have to remember this thing. Integer. Now again integer of I is in capital letter, so you should all have to remember this thing. I take greater than sign. Now I take write vec is equals to new. Again you take vector of v is in capital letter. Again you take less than greater than sign. Here take bracket and now you put semicolon. After the writing of vector format, now what you have to do? You have to write vector addition format. So what is it vector addition format? That is vec1 dot add big bracket and here you write one in the bracket and now you put semicolon. Again you take vec1, not one because I had not taken here one. So here I write only vec. Okay. Again you take dot add and here you write 2 and you put semicolon. Again you take vec dot add and here you write 3. I put semicolon. Again you take vec dot add. Again you write the bracket and you write 4 in the bracket and I put semicolon. Again you write the vec dot add and you write a big bracket and you write a 5 in the bracket. Now you put semicolon. Now after the writing this statement, now what you have to do? After the writing a vector addition format, now what you have to do? You have to print your all vector addition element. So what we have to do? We have to write print this statement for my vector addition format. So that is system of passage in capital letter while you are writing of a print statement. So you should all have to remember this thing. System dot not system here, not print statement. Sorry, I said wrong. We have to write here vector for each format. So what is it vector for each format? That is vec dot for again each of is in capital letter while you are writing uh, each of while you are writing a for each method. So e of is in capital letter. So you should all have to remember this thing. Now here write again system. Now you have to write the print statement. Now I write a system of s in capital letters. You should all have to remember this thing. System dot out. Now I take now I take now here you write print ln and now you put semicolon. Now after that this program is complete and now what we have to do? We have to check whether it is successful or not. So we have to compile it first for checking. Now after that we will check whether it is or not. For compilation, sorry, where it is now. For compilation we use terminal option and terminal option and new terminal option. Whether else you can also use cmd, that is command prompt. You can find it in your search bar option. So I use terminal option. After the opening the terminal, then now what we have to do? We have to compile our program. So we have to write compiling format, that is Java C, that is compiling format. Now after that, what you have to do? You have to take file name for compilation. You should all have to remember this thing. That for compilation your file name is taken, so you should all have to remember this thing. Now here write vector 57 dot Java, and now enter it, and now wait for few seconds for compilation. So we are waiting for compilation. You see that it's successfully compiled. Now after that, after the compilation, now what we have to do? We have to run this program. So for running, we have to write Java. Now after that, what we have to do? We have to take class name for running a program, because that is most important while you are running your program. So your only class name is taken while you're running a program. So you should all have to remember this thing. Now I write vector 57, that is my class name. I enter it, and now let's see whether it is successful. So from this, so from 1 to 5, my number is printed in successfully way. That means that this program is successfully created. So that is my first example of my forEach method. Now we would like to go to second example of forEach method. So let's see what is the second example. So for doing the second example, I use new file. I create a new file here, and I write here vector 58 dot java. Now enter it, and now save this file. After the saving this file, now what we have to do? We have to compile. Sorry, not compile. I said wrong. Now, after the creating a class name, now what we have to do? We have to write package format, that is import java.util.star semicolon. You should all have to remember this thing, that if you are creating a vector program, then you should all have to remember this thing, that we must have to write package statements while we are creating a vector program. So we must have to remember this thing. So here write import java dot util, not dot util dot star util dot star semicolon. After the writing the package format, now you have to create a class name here. So write the class vector 58. Now I take curly bracket, and here write public static void main string, again string of string of as in capital letter string args. I take bracket, I put the curly bracket, and now after the after the writing a class name, now what we have to do? We have to write vector format. So you should all have to remember this thing, that after creating a class name, now we have to write vector format, that is vector of base in capital letter while we are writing a vector format. So you should all have to remember this thing, that now again string of s in capital letter, because string is the place of element. So you should all have to know this thing. Now here write colors equals to new. Again vector of base in capital letter, vector again string of s in capital letter. Now we take a greater than sign, and after that I take bracket, and now you put semicolon. After the writing this statement, after the writing this statement, now what we have to do? We have to write vector addition format. So what is it? Vector addition format, that is colors dot add, And here I take any type of column that is white. And I put semicolon. Again you take colors dot add. Here you take any color like I take green. I put semicolon. Again you write here colors dot add. Now you take bracket and here you take inverted comma. And after that you take another color name that I take black. Now you put semicolon. Again you take colors dot add. Again you write here what we have to write. I write pink. Now you put semicolon. Now after the writing a vector addition formula, now what we have to write? We have to write vector for each method. So what is the vector for each method? That is colors dot for. Again each of E is in capital letter. So you should all have to remember this thing that while you are writing a vector for each method, so you should all have to remember this thing that each of E is in capital letter. Now here write system print statement system dot out dot print ln and not dot. Here I take only after the writing this statement. Now what we have to do? We have to first of all we have to put a semicolon. Now after the writing this statement, now this program is completed. Now what we have to do? We have to check whether it is compiled or not, whether it is successful or not. So for compilation I write here compiling format that is Java C, and after that what we have to do? We have to take file name for compilation. That is here is my file name, that is vector58.java. So I write there file name, that is vector58.java. So I write there vector58.java and now enter it and now wait for few seconds for compilation. So you see that it's successfully compiled. Now after the compilation, now what we have to do? We have to run this program. So we have to write running format that is Java, and after that we have to do what we have to do. We have to take class name for running because that is most important. So you should all have to remember this thing that for class name your class for running your class name is taken. So you should all have to remember this thing. So I write a vector here that is my class name, and now enter it. Now let's see, that is my colors name white, green, black, pink. That is my hair. So this printed. So from this way you could also print any type of vector for each element program. So that's the vector for each element for each method. Now we would like to go through second topic, that is vector hashcode element. Not element vector. What is vector hashcode method? So first of all, we have to discuss this theory, and after that, we will do two more programs on that. So let's start. Let's see what is theory. So I open Chrome here. I open the Java 3.5 site, and now we will see here. We will see a hashcode topic. Now click it on. After the opening of vector hashcode method, now we will discuss what is vector hashcode method. So let's discuss about it. Java vector hashcode method. The hashcode method of Java vector class is used to get the hashcode value for the vector which is in use. What is it meaning? It basically used to get the hashcode value, okay, which is in use. Now we will see its syntax. What is syntax? Polling is the declaration of hashCode method that is public int hashCode. Now we'll see where parameter. What is parameter? This method does not accept any parameter. Now we'll see what it returns. The hashCode method returns the hashCode value for this vector. It returns the hashCode in integer form. It basically returns the hashCode in the integer form. XXM is not applicable. Now that's the topic of now that's the theory of Java vector hashCode method. Now we would like to go through its program. So let's see what is this program. So let's see how to do this program. So for doing this, I will create another file here. For doing this program, so I write vector 59.java and now enter it. And after that, writing a vector, after the creating a vector file names, now what we have to do? We have to write here package format. So what is the package format? That is import java.util.star semicolon. So you should all have to know this thing that we have to write package formats while we are creating a vector program. So you should all have to know this thing. Now after that I take class name here. So I write here vector 59. Now I take curly bracket and now I write here public static void main string args. Now take curly bracket here. After the taking a curly bracket, now what we have to do? You have to write here what you have to do after the taking a curly bracket. Now should all have to know this thing that we have to write vector form. So what is it vector format? That is again vector of reason capital letter while we are writing a vector format. So you should all have to know this thing that vector of reason capital letter while we are writing a vector program. Vector format, not program. Now take greater than sign and here write again integer of is in capital letter. So you should all have to know this thing because this thing, integer is the place of string and element. So you should all have to know this thing. Now here write back is equals to new. And now I write a vector of again vector of reason capital letter vector. I take now take greater than less than sign. Now you put bracket and after the taking a bracket now you put semicolon. After the writing this statement, now what we have to do? We have to write vector addition format. So what is the vector addition format? That is vec dot add and here write one. Now you put semicolon in the bracket. Now you put semicolon outside the bracket. Again you write the vec. Now you write the add. Now you write the two in the bracket. Now you put semicolon. Again you write the vec dot add. Again write the 3 in the bracket. Now you put semicolon. Again you write the vec. I'm writing vectors. Add. Now you put 4 in the bracket. Now you put semicolon. Again you write the vec dot add. Now you put 5 in the bracket. Now you put semicolon. After the writing a vector addition format, so now what we have to do? We have to write here print the statement. So what is it print? We have to print our vector addition format. So what is it? What is the print statement? That is system of s in capital letter while we are writing a print statement. So you should all have to remember this thing. I write the system dot out dot println and here write a bracket and I take inverted comma and here write element in bracket in vector take a equal sign and here write plus back. I put semicolon. After the writing of print statement, now what we have to do? We have to write again print statement for hash code. So I write here again system of S in capital letter while we are writing a print statement. So you should all have to remember this thing. Now I write here print ln and here write hash code vectors. Hash code vector is equals to, now you put plus sign and here write vec dot hash code and now you put bracket. After the writing this format, now we have to put semicolon. Now after the writing this program, now that program is completed. That program is completed. Now what we have to do? We have to compile whether it is successful or not. So for compilation, we use for compiling format for compilation. So I write a compiling format, and after that, what we have to do? We have to take class name. So not class name. I said wrong. I speak wrong. We have to take file name for compilation because that is most important for compilation. So you should all have to remember this thing for compilation. Our file name is taken, so you should all have to remember this thing. So what's my file name? That is vector59.java. That's my file name here. So I write vector59.java. Now enter it and now wait for future and for compilation. We got some error there. So where is it? There we got some error. Where we got some error. I think all are correct. I think method has good. Oh, I get it. I got it. I have written C of in small letters, so we must have to write C of in capital letter while we are writing a hash code method. So you should all have to remember this. Now I'll save it again and now compile again. So wait for few seconds for compilation. Now you see that it's successfully compiled. Now after the compilation, now what we have to do? We have to write running format. So I write here Java, and after the running, we have to take class name for running our program. Is for running this program. So because that is most important for that is most important. So your class name is taken for running a program. So I write here class name that is vector 59, and now enter it. See that element in vector 1 2 3 4 5, and my hash code vector is 29612152266. That is my hash code. So let's see. So that's, you see that it's successfully created, it's successfully compiled. So from this way you will also print any type of vector hash code method. That's the first example of vector hash code method. Now we would like to go through second example and last example for today, and after that we will end the scene. So let's see the last example, that is on vector hash code methods. So for doing this example, now I'll create a new file here, and here I'll write vector 60.java, and now enter it. After after, now I save this file. After the saving this file, now what we have to do? What we have to write here? We have to write package format, that is import java.util.star semicolon. That is most important while we are write a vector program. So that is most important for putting this statement. So you should all have to remember this thing, that is import java.util star semicolon, because that is most important while we are writing a vector program as well as users program. So you should all have to remember this thing. Now after the writing a package format, now I take the class name and I write a vector 60, a curly bracket here, and here write public static void main string args, take bracket, and here write take again bracket, and after the writing a class name, after the writing after the creating a class, now what we have to do, we have to write vector format. So what is it vector format? Should all have to know this thing, that this vector of these in capital letters while we are writing a vector of vector format. So you should all have to remember this thing. And after that, I take this, I write this thing again, this string of s in capital letter, and here take the greater than sign, and here write colors equals to new. Again, you write the vector of these in capital letter, and here write string of s in capital letter, and now you write here greater than sign, and you write a bracket, and now you put semicolon. After the writing a vector format, now what we have to do, we have to write vector addition format. So what is vector addition format? That is colors dot add, and here write colors name, that is white, and now you put semicolon, and after that writing after again you write here, after that you write colors dot add, and now you put again you take colors name, that is I take here green, again you put semicolon, again you take colors dot add, and here write a take bracket, and I put inverted comma, and here write colors name, that is black, again you put semicolon, again you write the colors dot add, and here you write bracket, and I put inverted comma, and here write colors name, that is pink, I put semicolon. Now after the writing a vector format, vector addition format, now what we have to do, we have to print our vector addition format. So we have to write print statement. So we should have to write here print statement, that is system of s in capital letter while we are writing a print statement. So you should all have to remember this thing. Now I write here system dot out dot print ln, and here write colors colors, and here write in vector element in vector, and here write now after the writing this, now I write plus colors, and now I write semicolon, I take the semicolon. Now after the writing a print statement, now we have to write again print statement called hashCode. So that what is print, so that is system of s in capital letters. So you should all have to remember this thing while we are writing a print statement. So I write the system dot out dot println, and here write inverted comma, now you put here write bracket, and now you put inverted comma in the bracket, and now here write hashCode, again you write a plus, and here you write plus not vec, write the colors dot has, again code of C is in capital letters. So you should all have to know this thing, because if you don't put code of C is in capital letter, then your program will does not compile, your program will show error. So we must have to put code of C is in capital letter. So you should all have to know this thing. Now after that, I put here semicolon. Now this program is completed. Now what we have to do? We have to compile it. Whether it is, we have to check whether it is successful or not. For checking, we have to compile it first. So I write a compiling format that is Java C, and after that, for compilation, your file name is taken. That is vector60.java. So you should all have to remember this thing. That is for compiling your class name is only taken. So I write the vector 60.java. And now enter it and now wait for a few seconds for compilation. You see that is successfully compiled. So after that, what we have to do, we have to run this program. So for running, we write there Java, and after that, for running this program, so what we have to do, we have to take class name for running because that is most important because for running your class name is taken, so you will all have to remember this thing. Here is my class name that is vector 60. So I write the vector 60 and now enter it. Now let's see colors element in vector that is white, green, black, pink, and now my hash code is 1877005970. That is my hash code. So from this way you could also print any type of vector hash code method. So that's the topic of today. That's the topic of today and theory of today. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed my videos very well. If you enjoyed it, then please like, subscribe, and share my videos to everyone uh, so that everyone can see my videos. So please share it and please subscribe it also. And that's it for today. And if you have got any problem in that program in this topic, so please comment to me. I will help you out. And if you have got any problem in theory as well as in this program, so I will provide you a link in the description. So please go through description and please go through this link. The so from this link you can easily understand uh, vector any type of vector topic and program. So that's it for today. So please like, subscribe, and share my videos to everyone. So that's it. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye bye. Done.